Previously on Follow the Leader. Masks is first and foremost about a team of young superheroes. They're friends, rivals, love interests, allies, and always teammates, joint stars of their comic and superheroes. They're young, they've got abilities that make them special, they wear costumes, they use code names, they save people, and they do it together. And just to read a little bit about Halcyon City from the book, it's a massive, bustling megalopolis. Countless people from countless cultures and walks of life populate this great city. It is a contradictory and wonderful combination of darkness and light, crime and heroism, corruption and hope, past mistakes and the promise of change. It's always been the city of tomorrow and yesterday, and that's never been more true than today.
Well, as Patreon supporters, if you are them, or if you caught it on the feed, I am doing what we do on the main feed and retooling another character in a different life. I am playing the Doomed playbook. Something about your powers dooms you. It's just a matter of time before your doom comes for you. Until then, though, you've got a nemesis who needs fighting and a world that needs saving. After all, it's better to burn out than fade away. My hero's name is Umbra, real name Jack Weiss, who uses she/her pronouns.
I am playing HK62, also known as Sissy2. I'm playing the Reformed playbook. I'm a former cloned minion of Dr. Mortimer.
Yes. Hello. It's your boy, Teddy Weiss. I am playing the Transformed playbook, which is a playbook about being transformed into something that you were not and kind of dealing with it. Usually it represents like the Hulk or like Cyborg in some ways, like Teen Titans Cyborg. But Teddy is a little bit of an odd duck because he was transformed into a dead person.
The drill bots stop. The Velocibot kind of goes limp, but that's when you hear one of the police officers kind of like making their way back to you, and they say, "We've got this from here. You're needed elsewhere. The mayor's child's been kidnapped." The gist of it is Pollux making sure that, Castor was okay and was able to do what they'd set out to do, and Castor acknowledging that they'd succeeded and thanking Pollux for taking the fall for this one and promising that the revenge would be worth it, and Pollux, saying that he agreed. So I think she just closes her eyes and she breathes for a couple of seconds, just like really heavily, and then she opens her eyes and she rattles off an address in the historic district. The historic district is near the docks, but is not at the docks. So
perfect spot to plan for a job at the docks from.
Yeah.
Plenty of people for me to talk to.
We now return to your game, already in progress. All right, you have a location in the historic district of Halcyon City. Is it safe to assume you head there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are we scoping it out before we go in, or are we just going in?
We scope it out for sure.
Yeah. I want to set up as we get to the historic district. I want to sit down somewhere, and this is unleash my powers. Because of these weird golden threads, that is a thing that caster can do. I want to chat to the local ghost population and see who can tell me where has gold threads that they can't get to.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like unleash your powers.
All right. Claire, I am marking my doom track, because this I feel like is a big exertion of powers to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So
that sounds reasonable.
Full hit, baby.
Hell yeah. All right. So
this is to get that location.
Yeah. Because I have a bunch of pre-generated NPC names for this, and I like this one in particular. It takes a couple of ghosts, like some of them are just kind of wispy and, mostly mumbling about like where they have to go or like the last place that they were headed toward. But you finally bump into a gentleman who loudly proclaims that his name is Horatio Cameron. He is willing to talk your ear off. You gather that he was a merchant back in like the 1800s. And he says that he has been trying to track some of his wares that have gone missing, and some of them have ended up in this place of business that he can't reach because it is entirely surrounded by this horrible spider's web that he can't get through. And he says that he will take you there if you will bring out the wares that he's been looking for.
Yeah, of course. Wait, what are they?
He describes like some I'm blanking on the word.
He's like an old-timey ghost, right?
Yeah, he's like an old-timey ghost. I'm looking for the word for it. It's not like armoire, like an armoire and like a bedroom set. Like he used to peddle in like fancy furniture. So, completely disregarding like your potential, you don't look like you can haul furniture that's made out of solid wood, but he does not seem to pay any attention to that. He just doesn't want his stuff to be in that place anymore. He doesn't tell you where he wants it. He's just like, I want it out of there.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Cameron. As a rule, although Jack is still both angry and afraid, she's generally quite polite to the dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, because she doesn't know what happens if she really upsets them, and she's not sure if she wants to find out.
Fair.
So.
Fair and valid. Okay. So he gives you directions to the storefront. I don't think he guides you because he can't get close to it.
Sure.
But he can tell you where it is.
Cool. All right.
What do y'all do?
Well, I mean, we've got to work out a way that we can get you inside, I say to Teddy.
Yeah, it's like all webbed up, huh?
Yeah, can you see it?
I look.
Yeah, I mean, Castor isn't being subtle. Like, the building, you're probably, it's
It's like the old Mother Superior's apartment on Halloween.
Well, it's like an old-timey building. It probably does have, like, the bottom floor is an antiques shop, and then there's, like, a couple of other floors, which are probably, like, where the owner of the shop lives. But the area for, like, 50 feet around the building is just webbed up.
Is this April O'Neil's apartment from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
Oh my god. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, you're probably right. Fuck.
I wouldn't have known.
I hate that.
So wait, so it was I can't even get in within 50 feet of it.
You can get to about 50 feet, and then that's where the golden threads start, but
Wait, can I see this?
you can't see the threads. You're not a ghost.
Right. Do they affect me?
No,
No.
No.
which I mean is great. You can get in there, but I can't.
Well, you
Well,
can't.
All I have to do is disrupt caster, right? And then
Yes. So all you have to do is do the mission, but by yourself. Let me. 1 second.
all right. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that my uncivilized nature doesn't allow you to trust me to do that sort of thing.
I will point out that you were able to go under them last time.
Yeah, well, but this is going to just be a hassle. And I turn to Sissy and I say, no, the thing is that we're a team. And then I'm going to summon all of my ghostly might, and I am going to try to tear a hole in the web with my superpowers.
I hate
Dig
when
it,
he does
dig it.
this.
Is there a particular move you're using, or is this unleash your powers?
I feel like I'm unleashing my powers to overcome an obstacle and reshape my environment.
Cool. I just wasn't sure if there was.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
This is just normal superpower stuff. So Teddy kind of like stretches, and the kind of fingers of his gloves kind of split open as like big spectral claws come out, and just shoves them into this web work. And let's see how it goes. That is a 9.
Well, y'all have 3 team, right? So
No, I think we're down to 1.
that's right. We're down to 1.
We're
Yeah.
down to 1. I forgot to type it before.
Yeah, let's push that to a full hit.
Sure. How?
Yeah, it's been a while you got it. I don't feel like I can do anything here.
Yeah, I think what this is Jack puts her hand on Teddy's back, and like extra ectoplasm like forms around those claws, and they get sharper and longer and stronger. Like they're just supplementing what he can do by drawing on other stuff from the Plutonian field, as I'm calling it. So I make your claws a +1 striking weapon.
Fantastic. And so Teddy just tears open a hole in the webbing.
Oh, it just occurs to me that Caster's probably going to know that we did that.
Yeah, that's how spider webs work.
Yeah, well, let's go squash a bug.
All right. So, you going in through the front door?
Does this count as going into battle? Can we get more team points?
Well, I mean, are you going in through the front door, or
What time of day is it?
What time of day is it?
I imagine it's sort of mid to late afternoon.
Is the antique store still open?
No.
Okay.
Was the antique store ever open?
Yeah, the antique store
Okay.
is open. Like it does have regular hours. Like if you get close to the window, you can see the regular hours posted, but you know, the proprietor has just committed a kidnapping. Like their store's not open right now.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to do it again back to back, but I do also have like ghost senses.
Mm.
Like I try to feel the vitality and figure out where the kid is.
Go for it.
So he's kind of just glowy eyes as he looks over the building to figure out where we want to approach it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Boom, that's an 11.
Oh. Okay, so what your ghost eyes see, the building clearly has a basement and a sub-basement, and it's the sub-basement where you can kind of sense that there are people. It is 2 people. One of the life forces is, I would say it's like brighter than the other one just because younger people have more vitality, but the other one has a very strange flicker to it, which you can probably assume represents their magical abilities.
Okay. Here's my plan. Do you relay this information to the rest of us, Teddy?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I think Sissy is like, all right, here's my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Since their powers are the least effective on me, theoretically, I distract them, you two get the kid. It's not a whole lot of a plan, but it's most
It's
of
an
a
ambition
plan.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's a goal. Yeah. Let's get this going.
Okay.
Now I do believe we're going into battle, so...
I think Sissy's the leader this time.
Oh no. All right, so we add
2 to start.
Yep.
2 to start. Okay. If the team leader has influence over every member of the team, I don't actually.
Yeah, you don't have influence on Teddy.
Does everyone have the same purpose in this fight?
You're all trying to
Yeah.
get the kid, right?
Get that kid.
Yeah, but also...
I don't know if we're on the same page. I'm mostly
I
trying to
don't-
prove Teddy wrong, I think, actually.
Okay.
I want to
About
find out
what?
what the deal with Caster
I'm-
is.
Called me uncivilized. So mean.
You called yourself uncivilized. At no point did Teddy call you uncivilized.
Well, it's very clear we're not all on the same page, so I
Yes, because people are imagining that I said things.
When I threatened Hare Hunter, you called my friend something about being civil.
Yes, civil, but you weren't because you attacked somebody in broad daylight.
Okay.
Not civilized.
Okay. Well, the point is y'all don't get a team for that. Does anybody mistrust the leader of the team?
No, I don't mistrust
Yeah, I trust Sissy.
Sissy to do the things that we do.
Sissy, do you trust the rest of your team?
Yeah, I still trust the rest of my team. I'm just mad at them.
Okay. So we do not
Them?
remove a team
What
for that.
did I do?
Okay, not you, not them. Just Teddy.
Okay. I don't think you're off balance.
I don't know. I have 2 conditions.
Yeah, but we knew that coming in.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything.
Fair.
Yeah, you gathered information. You have the rough outline of a plan.
Okay.
You know where you're headed and where your targets are. So I don't think you're ill prepared or off balance. So you get to keep that team. So that just means you got 2 team going into this.
Okay. Sweet.
Those
All
are
right.
3 total because we had one left.
yeah.
So I think Sissy waits for the ghost siblings to walk off. And the building's locked, right?
Yeah.
I assume that, I cast or lock the door, and I think Sissy, evaluates it, kind of, walks up and takes a look at the door, then walks over to, a trash can on the street and picks it up and throws it through the front window.
Of course she does. All right. Actually, let me roll a d2 real quick.
Oh, I think Sissy has patched the hole in her tack vest with tape.
Yeah, that tracks.
Because she didn't have time to, sew it closed.
Oh yeah, like a few layers of duct tape, just layer it up.
Yeah. Okay. An alarm does start going off. So
I think Sissy calls into the thing it's weird that you're a criminal, but also you have an alarm system to call the cops.
I mean, you don't get a response, but but I mean, the whole point was you're in the building at least,
Right. And I'm not being subtle about it.
No, you're not.
Meanwhile, are Teddy and Jack just doing the phasing down through the pavement to get to this sub basement?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we're going into the sewers, and then we're gonna go from the sewers to the subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This,
And I will, you don't encounter any of the gold stuff. Most ghosts in this area are just like on set paths. They don't think, they're on autopilot. So they're, Castor has never seen any need to like prevent people from going up and down through the floor because nobody, none of the ghosts around here ever think to. So you don't encounter that.
makes sense. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. And so we go straight down into the sewers below the street, and then we take the sewer down to like where it gets as close as possible to the thing, because Teddy is not finesse enough with his like phasing to go in anything other than straight lines, which is either up or like forward.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the like restriction that I'm giving him.
Okay.
At this stage in his career.
Cool.
So I suppose we're waiting for the flickering life sign to move up to the main part of the store.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That life sign does go upstairs rather quickly. So you don't have to wait long. And Sissy, that means you don't have to wait long until a kind of like 5-foot even person who very clearly bears a resemblance to Pollux. They're fraternal twins, just for the reader's edification, but very clearly bears a resemblance to Pollux and has on, like, they're dressed very smartly, kind of like pressed shirt, pressed slacks, and their hands are glowing kind of gold, and they're like, get out of my house.
Just to think, this is like a business.
This is my home.
I mean, fair, but I've robbed people's houses too, so like, I guess like Sissy's like, I'm assuming this is the part where I'm like, are you gonna make me? And then like you try to make me, so let's do it. She says, reaching over and picking up like an antique hammer from like because like they always have tools in these antique stores.
Yeah,
so, like
of
picks up
course.
some like rusty hammer, is like, just kind of cracks her neck, like, all right. So are you like mostly a ghost, or are you just like mostly meat?
And Castor just like glares at Sissy and says, you won't get close enough to find out. And let's cut to Jack and Teddy. You're in the sub-basement. You see Mayor Daly's kid tied to a chair, very damsel in distress like. He's clearly upset, and there are 2 Velocibots next to him, which, they're not alive, so you couldn't sense them before.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all do?
Teddy says, "Hi, my name is Haunt, and we're here to save you. Please don't make any noise while we kill these robots." And then he puts a hand inside the Velocipede's head
Okay.
to turn it off. But I could roll for that if you want me to.
Yeah, since I had y'all rolling against the Velocibots
Sure.
back in the bank, is that directly confronting a threat or unleashing your power, do you think?
I mean, it's a threat, probably.
Okay,
So probably directly engaging a threat.
sounds
I
good.
want it to go away, which
Yeah.
is what that's all about. So Teddy just goes to scrap these bots with ghost fields.
Sounds good.
Boom, 9.
All right, so
That's just a pick 1.
yes.
So I don't care about frightening or impressing these robots. I'm just gonna resist or avoid their blows.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, the robots like strike out at you, but you're, quasi-phased at this point, so, their strikes just, like, go through you as you fuck up the circuitry in their positronic brains to disable them. So, you've got you have safely secured the kid. Sissy, you have Castor's full attention. They're starting to, like, kind of glow and float up as they channel their magic powers, getting ready to attack you. What do?
Much like their brother, I throw this hammer at them.
Oh my god. Directly engage a threat for me, please.
Hell yeah. Violence. Hold on a second. Does anger make me do anything weird here?
I mean, if you mark it on your character sheet, that should automatically apply the...
afraid is what affects directly engage a threat, so
Okay,
you'll find being
sweet.
angry.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Hell
Full
yeah!
hit.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
All right.
So I beam them with a fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, Castor is a little bit of a stronger villain than their brother, so I don't think you
Yeah.
necessarily beam them with a hammer, but, like, they get hit with the hammer.
yeah. I'm going to... Let's take something from them and impress, surprise, or frighten them.
Sure.
Thing I'm going to take from them is the high ground.
Okay.
Seeing as they're I'm going to try and get them not floating, get them down on my level.
Okay. Yeah.
And then impress, surprise. I feel like I did that by just, like, whipping it, like, just like, huh. And I think, like, there's, like, the dull thud of a hammer hitting a human.
Yeah.
And I think Sissy goes, all right, so mostly meat then. As she, like, pulls a knife out of her boot.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh, I don't pull a knife. This is a person. I'm not gonna kill a person.
Dude.
I put the knife back in my boot. I, like, reach over and pick up, what else would be there? A wrench.
all right. I mean, that's... Bludgeoning damage can still be lethal, but okay, we'll roll with this.
Well, if I'm just gonna aim for not the head, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and go for, like, joints.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. So, I think what this looks like is, Castor, like, takes the hammer in their shoulder. You're a super soldier, so you threw it really hard. It, like, knocks them off balance and does surprise them. So they lose their concentration and drop down, and then the strength of the blow kind of, like, knocked the wind out of them a little bit. But, they're still standing. They're not glowing as much, but, like, you can still feel, like, the charge of their magic in the room. They're down, but they're not out.
Okay. I think... So they got to charge their magic in the room. Okay. So I think Sissy starts kind of, like, going in for... I don't know how good at hand-to-hand combat Castor is, but this is probably, like, they trade some blows section of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try to...
You also didn't take the opportunity to avoid Castor's attack.
Oh,
No,
shit,
I
that's
didn't.
right.
I never
that's
do that,
right.
yeah.
That's right. So,
Yeah, so hit me.
yeah.
Maybe one more time.
Oh my god. Yeah, so that means you should take a powerful blow.
Okay. I get to do that with +1 this time.
Yeah.
It just does that
what-
automatically
No,
for me now, right?
-1? Or is
No,
it
it's
got
+1. Because you want to roll low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, hit again. Nailed
Yeah,
it.
no,
I'm
bad.
so good at this.
bad?
Yeah. You're doing great. So, on a 7 to 9, choose one. I will say that I don't think provoking a teammate is on the table because you're on a
yeah,
separate
they're not
floor.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm desperately trying not to alert Castor to their presence.
Yeah, that's not necessarily going to work for you because Jack is on her way.
Yeah, let me give ground here.
Okay, cool. So, Castor, in a demonstration of the fact that they are not out of the fight, Castor kind of, like, flings their hand out, and a couple of items get a golden glow around them, shake a little, and then like fling themselves like poltergeist style at you. And in order to avoid getting clobbered, you have to like duck behind a piece of furniture or something, which breaks your line of sight on Caster.
But yeah, I think Sissy like just dodges out of the way of like maybe some like vases or something for generically ghosty.
Maybe a typewriter, like an old tiny typewriter.
Something scary that I don't want to get hit with.
Yeah.
And like dodges behind like one of the shelves or something like that, and is just like kind of sitting there and yells like, "This seems like a bad business practice."
Your face seems like a bad business practice. I want to say that y'all probably have to trade blows one more time before Jack and or Teddy have a chance to come give you backup if they were so inclined. So I think because you've like lost sight of Caster, you don't see them kind of like circle around, and the opportunity that they've taken is trying to get the drop on you. You're a trained soldier, so I don't think that they actually do, but they are coming at you from a new direction, and they are closer now.
Great. Let's do this. I am going to do my best to reshape the environment and unleash my powers.
Okay.
There we go. Now,
Cool.
if that's a hit, mark the condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable. I think what it is like, we see like Sissy's backed up against like a wall thing, and Caster's like floating around, being very silent, and Caster like comes around the side and is like, haha! And then there's like no Sissy, and Sissy's like the other side of the thing is just pushing it over on top of Caster.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So I'm going to tell you how this is unstable or temporary. It is temporary because Caster has a magical shield glowing around them, so like they are temporarily pinned by the piece of furniture, but they aren't like crushed or anything, and you can see them like scrabbling out from under it fairly unscathed. But this does buy y'all a couple of moments while Caster is otherwise occupied.
Yeah, I think Sissy like sort of beats feet away to get like a more advantageous position, and also just like quietly over the headset like, "Hey, sit rep, what's the situation here?"
All right.
Yeah, I think downstairs in the sub basement, like there's like thumping and like the light shakes a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and Teddy looks to Jack. He says, "Do you want to watch the kid, or do you want to go back her up?"
You should get the kid out of here.
All right.
See you up top. Yeah.
He says, "All right, kid, whose name is never said,
Oh.
will never be said."
Yeah, sorry. I forgot to introduce the kid. The kid's name is Corin, but...
Okay. So Corin, this is going to be a little chilly, but don't worry about it. And he is strong enough to pick up, just hold a 10-year-old for a second.
Yeah.
As he moves and leaves.
Cool.
And Jack runs up the stairs
All right.
and is preparing to do a thing.
What thing is Jack preparing to do?
Okay, so I have the Doom Sign Infinite Powers,
Mm-hmm.
which allows me to use an ability from any playbook one time. And from the Nova playbook, I am using the ability Reality Storm. You channel a destructive burst with your powers. I can directly engage a threat using my powers rolling Freak instead of Danger. If I do, you will cause unwanted collateral damage unless I spend another burn. Fun thing, I don't have another burn to spend, so there's going to be collateral damage in this antique shop. Oh, well. But I think what this looks like, rather than it being sort of like this destructive burst outwards, what this is Jack sort of like bursts up into the store, slams her hands together, and it's like an implosion, and I'm using my vitality absorption to just try pull the magical energy out of Caster and knock them out.
Okay. So
I'd be rolling freak to do it.
yeah, you need to roll me some freak.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
So I will I get to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Take something from them, their consciousness. Not like in the sense of removing their soul.
Yeah,
I want
but you
to knock them out.
Yeah.
So feel free for there to be some collateral damage and blow back on me for doing something stupid. Like, I'm going to suck the energy out of a magic user. I'm sure this will be fine.
Yeah. So I think before I describe what happens, I'd like you to roll take a powerful blow for me.
Sure. Got 2 conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
All right. So choose one of the 3 options from the 7 to 9 list.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Can I defend?
Oh, and give me the -2. That would still only be a 7.
Well, no, defend is a move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it gives, if you're doing it to a PC, it gives them -2 to their roll.
That's for PC threats.
That's if
Hey.
you're defending against a PC's action.
Yeah. This is still an NPC threat. I'm under the impression that this is still an NPC threat, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then yes,
Um,
I would like to defend if possible.
I'm just looking at the options for defend and trying to figure out how they would apply in this situation.
Well, so the thing that's important is that the options are like whatever. The thing is, on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, so roll a defend for me, and then that will determine how the collateral damage and blowback goes.
Okay, good. I'm very good at Savior, being a former bad guy.
Oh,
Are you sure?
buddy.
I can't help you either.
No.
Well,
There's
I
no...
could.
We don't have enough points, I think, to even get me there.
No. So
This is good. This is dramatic. This is going to be a good to be continued on the back of this comic.
so I think what happens is there's swirling Plutonian energy as everything gets sucked in, even like the golden threads of Caster's power get like sucked into you.
I was going to say, I like the thought that because this is vitality absorption, the impact it has, because this isn't an explosion, but it is destructive, what if it's like entropy happens to everything else because the vitality is being pulled out? So it's like time effectively speeds up on all these objects. So the decay gets faster, falling
Yes.
apart. And it's destructive that way.
I love it. I love it. And I think Caster's magical power, as you like drain it off of them, starts to interact with your Plutonian energy in strange ways, and it kind of builds up. And this isn't an explosion exactly, but it's a build, it is a buildup of pressure behind your eyes. Your head starts to ache. Sissy, you can see that something is wrong, and you get the sense that if Jack doesn't snap out of this, something bad is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to like dive for her to kind of like knock her out of this state. And so you're diving to try to dispel whatever's going on. And we cut to the exterior of the building as the facade just like starts crumbling, and the next panel is Teddy with the kid. Where did you you go all the way to the mayor's office? Teddy?
No, not at all. We just are outside.
Okay.
I did the same thing I did with Jack, which is out into the sewers, then up onto the streets.
Okay.
Which means I'm not that far away to witness all of this.
Okay. Yeah. So you're in that panel as you're watching the facade absolutely crumble to dust, and like the building starts shaking. What do you do?
Teddy kind of puts his hands on his hips and kind of, I gotta do everything around here.
It's fine. I've had a building collapse on me before. Fine.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. He looks at Cora and says, "Don't get kidnapped again, all right? I'll be right back."
Okay.
And he kind of cracks his knuckles, and he kind of calls out to the other ghosts that, of course, he can see. And he says, "Hey, this is kind of a pretty important locus of like historical power, right? I mean, so many of your stuff is in that building. Are you all just going to let it fall apart?"
You know what? This is super fun. So I'm not going to make you roll for this. This is just interesting to have happen. Yeah. A bunch of passing ghosts. It's like Teddy's words like make them snap out of their like just automatic patterns, and they look at him and they're like, yeah, and so a bunch of ghosts just kind of like flood the building, and like their ectoplasmic energy starts shoring up some of the structural shoring up the structurally important bits to keep it from falling down. Like it's still like aging, but like their energy is holding it up.
Fantastic. So Teddy kind of comes through the door, or just I guess he doesn't have to. It doesn't. He faces into the building, and Jack is a wellspring or black hole of plutonic energy, and Sissy is like, how is Sissy doing? Just kind of banged up from the fight.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't know what happened after I dove.
Sissy is like holding on to Jack, and I want to say, because of who I am as a person, and I want to say that like some of you can see some of Sissy's energy being drained now, and that is being visually represented in the comic book as like a streak of white in her hair.
Sure. So Teddy kind of looks at all this and he says, "All right, kid, pack it in." And he is going to pull out a pair of chopsticks from the noodle store, and he's going to stick it into the swirling miasma of plutonic energy and just start swirling it like twirling it around like you're curling noodles onto it.
I love this.
And then he's going to start absorbing it to keep it from going anywhere else.
Dope as hell.
Cool.
As a fun visual callback to not being able to eat real noodles, he just starts.
Love it.
And I can unleash my powers to do that.
I would like you to unleash your powers, yes.
Hell yeah. And that is an 8.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
So you're able to do this. It don't taste great.
No, plasm never tastes good.
No. It's like drinking orange juice right after you've brushed your teeth. But yeah, so you're able to do it, but like the energy dissipates, Jack and Sissy kind of like can stumble apart, but I think that the way that this is unstable or temporary is still just like, this building is just being held together by like 20 ghosts, so you need to get the fuck out of there right now.
Yeah. Teddy kind of like burps, thumps his chest. He says, "All right, look alive, people." I sure as hell don't.
I want to state for like point of honesty that I now have the conditions insecure and guilty as well from taking that powerful blow. Because I did futz that role. Yeah, I suppose we have to pick up Caster and get them out of the building because we don't kill people. Yeah.
I don't know. I can clear my angry by hurting someone or breaking something important.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
There's other ways to clear your conditions as well.
That's
You don't have to
fair.
break something.
Yeah.
There's always the comforting move.
Yeah, we're so great
This
at this.
crew definitely has good mundane between them, let me tell you.
Yeah. Totally.
Hey, don't worry.
Just some normal ones here.
I have wish I could be. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that y'all make it. You stumble out of the building just as it like crumbles into dust. It doesn't even really collapse. It's just like it poofs into dust, and you're looking a little worse for wear. The mayor's kid, Corin, is just standing there, kind of looking on in awe because like now that he's not in danger, this all looks really fucking cool.
Well, I know he's older, but I'm just thinking of that kid in the first Incredibles movie, just like, that was totally wicked!
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, 10-year-olds think, like, weird shit can be cool, so...
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, unless you have any sort of parting one-liners for this scene, I think we can cut to the next day.
Yeah,
Sure.
So you've safely delivered Corin back to the mayor, and now you have a little time to yourselves to kind of like decompress from the wild fucking day that you have just had.
Where are we decompressing at?
How about my sanctuary? It's a bit tricky to get to, but it's big enough. The way I'm imagining it, it's like what was like a big, like the thing they keep the Hulk in the first Avengers movie. It's something like that sort of size and shape, but it's like buried underground at this point with a few other things. But it's like that's the bulk of it. That, and it's just like, it's going to pull another Teenage Mutant. It's got that sort of vibe, a little bit, not quite the sewers, but it's definitely like there is a bunch of equipment from a very fancy lab meets like a reservoir in the sewers kind of vibe, but the nice kind of, so a bit like tiled and stuff.
Sewer adjacent.
Yeah, I was going to say, or maybe like a disused subway station kind of vibe, because I love that shit.
Also very Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. You know what? I stand by it.
Yeah.
Love those turtles.
Ninja Turtles are good.
But yeah, so we're down there.
Okay, cool.
I think Jack is being very quiet. And when I think she takes off her mask and is like looking in the mirror, like her normally dark brown eyes have got sort of like flecked with gold from where she pulled that magical juju out of Caster.
I like that a lot.
I think Sissy is off somewhere mending her vest with like just a bunch of like little band-aids all over her. And then she probably has like some sort of thing to keep her hair. She probably has like a shower cap on to keep her hair separated because she's like dyeing back that white streak to red.
How about Teddy?
Teddy is mostly fine. I've got a condition. I'm a little guilty, but you got to live with it.
Yeah.
He is, I guess, kind of floating around the area, and he's like, Man, it's like someone just walked over my grave. The mood in here.
Are you going to keep making jokes like that today?
I am going to keep making jokes like that every day.
Why?
Because I can either be sad about what's going on with me and let it make itself a problem, or I can find a little levity and I can make myself its problem.
I think she turns away and goes back to looking at these weird gold flecks in her eye in the mirror.
Teddy kind of like sobers slightly, and he says, listen, it's gonna be okay. That's a new weird thing, for sure, but new weird things are kind of the norm now. And, you know, you're gonna be fine. Changes will keep happening, but you'll live through them, and you're gonna keep going. And I'm comforting and supporting, but I am like kind of also talking about what I most envy, which is the fact that she can keep changing.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I can roll freak to do it.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Yay.
Turns out Teddy is freakishly good at comforting people.
Yeah,
He is her big brother.
I'm a friendly ghost.
Yeah.
So that's a full hit. That's an 11. So you get to clear a condition or mark potentials or shift labels if you open up to me. And I can also clear my only condition, so I'm like totally fine.
Nice.
I'm trying to decide which of these conditions to clear. Because it's going to shape how the rest of the conversation goes.
Sure.
I think I'm going to get clear angry. And sort of, she looks at you sort of in the reflection in the mirror. Because she can see you, regardless of if ghosts can't be seen in mirrors.
Well, it's actually easier to see a ghost in a mirror.
Oh, that's true, yeah. And says, I know what happened to you. When you joke about it like that, I have to think about it. And I know that's selfish of me, because I'm sure you have to think about it all the time. But I still get to see you. You're still here, and I don't like thinking about a time when you won't be.
And Teddy gives her a pretty easy grin, and he says, thankfully, you don't got it. I am not going anywhere. Whatever else happens, I'll be right here. Besides, if you let yourself be afraid to think about it, then you can't work through it.
Well, she sort of nods a little bit. Do you think Sissy's mad at me?
Fuck if I know.
I put that white streak in her hair, and I swear that's like
about that?
But like 6 different heroes and at least 4 villains have a white streak in their hair. She thinks it's so passé.
I truly don't think, under any conditions, that Sissy is concerned about the creativity of her costume.
Is this when she comes into the room with newly dyed hair covered in plasters and a patched up Tactical vest.
Does can Sissy hear Teddy talking?
I think we discussed that within a certain proximity of Jack, because Jack wants to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
It, like, makes him more grounded, unless he doesn't want to be seen or heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Sissy comes in, like, wearing tack vest over basically, like, is wearing basically, cargo pants tucked into boots, like the bottom half of her costume, and then just like a tank top with the newly mended vest over top of it, and is like pulling off the shower cap, and it the streak does not match the other red. She couldn't figure, like, just had to take a wild shot on red hair dye, so it doesn't exactly match the last one. Is like, why are we talking about me?
No reason. And I'm going to go hide in the bathroom.
Just tell you're not mad at her for the hair thing.
Why would I be mad about the hair thing? She didn't mean to.
Exactly.
Do we want to call that the end of this arc?
Sure.
Sure.
Solid spot to end.
Cool. All right. Well, let's do outros. I've been August. You can still find me on Twitter at Harpydora. You can still find the Patreon if you are not actually subscribed at patreon.com/FTLcast. We hope that you've all had fun, and my dear intrepid players today have been Jade.
Hi, hello, I'm Jade. I enjoy playing Angst Gremlin teenagers as well as being an Angst Gremlin myself. You can find me on Twitter at Jade Oxford Rose. If you like the way I play games, you can hear me doing it on Dumb Kids Playing Hero at DKPHpod as well.
And we have also had Brian.
Hi, it's Brian. You can find me on the internet at RoomWerePod. You can find me in August talking about Steven Universe. When is this going up?
Fuck if I know.
Okay.
Very
We're
far in the future.
Probably on season 3 of Steven Universe. It's a good time. We talk about so many things about Steven Universe. So check that out. It's at Gay Space Pod. Find it on all of your podcatchers of choice.
And Zachary.
Hello, I've been Zachary Fredrickson. You can find me on Twitter at OfficeGettingGod. You can find the music that I do at iambugbear.bandcamp.com. And you can find Sagas of the Sunless Reach either on Twitch or on the Standing Stones YouTube channel for all of the VODs. It'll be a big playlist that you can watch through whenever you want to.
Awesome. All right, shall we clap? Hi, it's August, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on your podcast platform of choice, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about us using the FTLcast hashtag. We are also part of a nonprofit podcasting guild called Standing Stones Productions. We do a variety of shows, including The Room Where It Happened and Dumb Kids Playing Hero, 2 actual play shows, and a Steven Universe discussion podcast called Gay Space Rocks. We also do live streams at twitch.tv/standingstonesprod. You can keep up with everything that we do on Twitter at stones_standing. Unfortunately, Standing Stones was already taken. Your support means a lot. Thanks again!